It's a hot morning.
Yeah.
Our air conditioning is not really getting the job done. I think that a lot of air conditioning is struggling right now, just like
Absolutely.
our flowers, plants, trees, shrubs, grass is struggling, not enough water. Meanwhile, Rich Luzinski is here, the Richmeister. He is in for Dana. Rich, what a lovely background you have there.
Well, thank you. Good morning.
Living in the Coliseum that you live in, apparently, with the background. I love the background. The Fisher Building has never looked so good because it looks as if you're doing the show from the lobby. And in fact, at the level of the chandeliers in the lobby, which is really, it's quite an accomplishment. Ryan Morton is pressing all the right buttons, usually. And did he get that, do you think? Did he hear me say that?
Yeah, I think he got that.
Yeah, and the Kim is here taking good care of me along my side in our home office, and of course our executive producer taking care of all of us all the time, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Deb. Happy Tuesday.
For the first part of the show, this microphone is just for a prop, but it says WJR on it, so I
very
moved that
nice.
in. Then when we go off social media, that is WJR.com/Paul W. Smith, Facebook.com/WJR Radio. And you can search WJR 760 AM on YouTube to get us on all the platforms. That's the beauty of radio. The biggest change in radio in my time doing it is that we now come to you in so many different ways, not just 760 on the AM dial. All of it's important to us. To be able to be with you. But first thing in the morning until about 6:15, you can get behind the scenes if you're anywhere near one of these platforms where you can actually see us. And during the commercials, we fight, we throw things at each other. Not really, but I'm trying to spice it up a little bit.
We talk about whether it's too hot.
Yeah.
And
yes.
it's too hot.
Which we also do on the regular air right now. It is too hot no matter where you are. Has anyone had anyone yet say, too hot for you? Hot enough for you?
Well, no, because we're not seeing anybody.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
We don't have anybody to talk to.
I long
we're not talking to
I long for somebody to say, hot enough for you, Paul? But right now I'll just have to say it to Kim. Hot enough for you, Kim? Yeah. So anyway, you're right. We're not seeing anybody. Yeah. I have to tell you, though, this, as we just heard the Atlanta mayor, who I kind of like. I like her. I think, what's his name? If he were capable of picking someone, she should be it. But anyway.
She's on the list.
Right.
She is on the list. She's on the short list.
But I think she should be the choice now. I'm just making the decision for him because obviously someone's going to make the decision for the vice president. Anyway, I heard her say, I can't get over it. My husband and I did everything we were supposed to do, and we still got it. So scares the hell out of me. And I've worked so hard, and Kim has worked so hard for so long doing this. And then we kind of let up around Father's Day. Well, now we're putting the house back in lockdown. Just lockdown. That's it.
Total lockdown?
Total lockdown. And it's very difficult. But if the kids are still going to go out and do things, I can't let them come into this house. I can't. We said, well, they'll wear masks and they'll this and that. And one thing leads to another. They can hang out in the backyard by the pool, but then they're in the house and then we have dinner. And then all of a sudden we've stopped doing all the things that we tell everyone else to do. So unfortunately, for the moment, we're on a total lockdown. And the question is, how long is for the moment? How long are we going to be doing this? Right. I'm starting to get a little bit crazed. Well, I've always been crazed, but it's starting to bother me a lot.
Yeah, it's tough. A lot of other families are in the exact spot that you are in.
With these young adults, it's an issue.
We have the same conversation.
The Invincibles that go out, but they're coming home and killing people. Right. Grandparents, parents, etc. So we don't want to be those. I wouldn't want to do that to my children because what a thing to have to live with. Anyway, it is 5:43 at News Talk 760 WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
We're all feeling the weight of COVID-19, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are becoming desperate. Join Compassion International and provide for a family in poverty. Make your one-time $40 gift. Text HOPE to 83393.
Well, we're all suffering, aren't we, from that? And let's get a nice picture of what's happening out there with our WJR Traffic and Weather. First, Rich Lazinski is here.
WJR Traffic First is also sponsored by North Bloomfield Properties. If you're looking for a place to call home, let North Bloomfield Properties find the best place for you and your family. They also provide pre-screened quality tenants to their property owners. They love to match good people to good homes. Contact them today, northbloomfield.com. Pretty quiet on the roadways at the moment. No accidents to speak of. Look out for single lane closures on the Southfield Freeway at Michigan Avenue. And in Hazel Park, construction slows you down on East Myers Avenue between the northbound and southbound I-75 Service Drive. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Starline Mackinac Island Ferry. Hightail it to Mackinac Island on a Starline Mackinac Island hydrojet or catamaran ferry and new pirate ship, the Good Fortune. Starline offers the largest open-air boats disinfected before every trip with fares starting at $19. Get discounts, tickets, and vacation packages at MackinacFerry.com. Here's your forecast.
More summertime heat and humidity here as we head through the week. Mix of clouds and sunshine again today. Widely scattered late afternoon or early evening showers and storms are possible. Temperatures climbing right back up into the low to even mid-90s this afternoon. Low 70s tonight. Hot and humid again Wednesday. Stray storm possible late in the day. Low to mid-90s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ken Boone on Newstalk 760 WJR.
Well, we have Cindy Lillis Sager saying, I was a mail lady for 34 years. If I had a dime for every time someone said, hot enough for you, I'd be rich. Postal carriers hate those statements. And so do I, Cindy. The dreaded H-E-F-Y. Heffy. Hot enough for you? Yes, it is. Let's check in with Rush Limbaugh.
This was the celebration they've always really wanted. Over the July 4th weekend, the American left showed us who they really are and what they believe. Just outside the White House, on what's now called Black Lives Matter Plaza, agitators stomped on and burned a big American flag. They chanted 1, 2, 3, 4, slavery, genocide, and war. 5, 6, 7, 8. America was never great. The flag-burning organizers are part of an outfit calling themselves the Revolutionary Communist Party. At other events, American-hating left-wing radicals called for President Trump and Vice President Pence to be removed from office. In multiple cities, the day was marked by murder and mayhem, including mobs pulling down statues. I really hope that what's been on display these past weeks has answered any questions you might have harbored as to who the American left is, what they think of the country, and what they want. First and foremost, these are not people you can debate or compromise with. They don't love America. They don't want our nation to thrive and prosper. They want to destroy it and you. When they say America was never great, that's exactly what they believe. Now, if the left wins in November, it should be obvious to anyone who loves this country that we will be in deep doo-doo, deep trouble.
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3, today, right here on WJR. Well,
so Clay has a good question for us. On a hot day, what's your beverage of choice?
I love a nice Arnold Palmer.
Me too. That's what I would have said. Paul is Absopure.
good old, I love the steam distilled. I
Can
don't
you
know
really
why.
tell the difference?
I can't. Oh, absolutely. Between spring water and steam distilled, big difference.
What is it? Like just a different taste, or
There is no taste to the steam distilled. There is a distinct taste to me of the spring water.
Interesting.
And frankly, in our world today, with pollution everywhere, I just think that we're moving toward a steam distilled world. We're moving toward having to deal with the pollutants of our earth everywhere, even in deep springs. I just think eventually those injection wells and all the different things that we do to our planet that are just not good in the long run, in my opinion. There certainly can't be positive. So I go, it's easy. It's easy to drink something that has been cleaned. And that water has been cleaned, is the way I look at it. Clean water. Now, I don't know if I'm missing nutrients by taking everything out of the water, I don't know. I take vitamins, I take supplements, so I'm not worried too much about that. I just like it.
I always thought the best way that water got clean was through the ground, through Mother Nature, through Earth. And
That's the way it used to be. That's the way it used to be.
Yeah.
And now look what we've done. Oh my goodness. And I'm not a tree hugger or any of that other stuff. And I don't want to lose jobs in order to save a little snapdragon something or another. I don't know, the things that we've done before to, we cannot build a building here because we found a snail. I've never been, big on that sort of thing, but I do believe that there is a cause and effect. And if you keep causing trouble for your earth, your air, if you keep dumping stuff in our water, it catches up with us. We've already seen that. We already know that. It's just smarter to keep things cleaner and less polluted and all that other stuff.
You're right. No, you're totally
I'm waiting
right.
for my light to come in like Marie's light.
Oh, you ordered
We're all
it?
envious.
You found it?
I think Kim ordered it for me. Did you? Did you order my light? The
It
one you
should
were?
be there
Oh,
within
she
a day.
did. She did.
Of
Yeah,
course
should be
she did.
Well,
We
now,
all
wait a
need
minute,
It's
Marie.
fabulous.
We all
You
need
thought
them.
that you got it from Amazon, so it'd be there in a day, but you got it
No,
from
no,
Best Buy.
it did. It came within a day or two. It was I
From
was
Best
shocked.
Buy?
Yes.
Wow.
it said-
I'm going to tell you the truth. I've never been a big Best Buy person.
Well, I just bought it from there because they had the best price, and it said within like 7 days or something. Okay, I'll do that. And then the next thing you know, it was on the porch, so it was pretty nice.
Wow. So, you look really good. You're well lit, everything good. I got light shining off me from this side light, which I
Yeah.
just used for reading. Rich, what do you mean is your green screen affecting that? It's a great thing.
You're hearing the Paul W. Smith
But it could
Show.
slow
News
down
Talk
the
760 WJR.
All right, here we are on this Tuesday, July 7th, the 189th day of the year. We have not been able to talk about this, and I don't want this to be a downer. I want this to be an upper, but we haven't talked about the loss of Hugh Downs.
I know.
He was such a seemingly, I didn't know him personally, I knew him professionally, but seemingly such a good guy, and I liked his low-key style.
Me too. He was a gentleman.
He was a gentleman all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And his breadth of work. I mean, he was a game show host. He did hard news. He could do an interview. I mean, he really was a very talented guy.
Very talented, very versatile.
Yeah.
Able to do, as you say, the game shows, the Today Show 2020.
Yes.
He held the Guinness Book of World Records for most time in front of a camera. And
Yep.
you know who beat him.
You want me to say? Yeah, Regis Philbin.
Regis.
Another multi-talented guy, right?
Absolutely right. And I got to tell you that, and I am going to do this today after the show. I'm going to call Regis.
That's a good idea.
I'm going to call him because he came to my mind when I read this, and I thought, you know what? This is one of those moments you say, I got to call him, and you don't want to wait. You just want to call him and see how he's doing. So he might come on the air. I don't know. He's come on with us before. So
how is he doing?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't know how Hugh Downs was doing. And
he was 99.
I had no idea he was 99.
Yeah.
How old is Regis? Would you say?
80s.
Tim, how old is
80s.
Regis, would you say?
Yeah, mid-80s.
Late 80s.
Late 80s.
Late 80s.
Okay.
And speaking of people not around anymore, Charlie Daniels. And these days, 83 is kind of young, considering.
Yes.
But I imagine the life that Charlie Daniels has lived has been a pretty rough life. I mean, I don't mean rough. I mean colorful, hard living. Yeah, colorful, hard living. Yeah. That's like when I met, the guy came into my studio. Who was the disc jockey? Had a kind of devilish face at the Wolfman Jack. Came into my studio in Philadelphia, and he looked rugged, let's just say. And when he left, I said to my team there in Philly, I said, it's astonishing he's still alive, because I know how crazy his life has been. And do you know that he was in the studio on my show the next day when he got back home? I think it was in California, walking up his driveway, he dropped dead.
Is that right?
Wow.
Yep.
Oh.
Well,
at that point,
what
it's more
about any of the Rolling Stones? I mean, look at those guys. Talk about living hard.
Yeah.
The Rolling Stones.
Yeah, they I'll tell you what, they exercise a lot doing that show, Mick Jagger especially.
Yes.
It's amazing,
It's
isn't it?
a workout. It is an aerobic
Incredible.
workout.
Right.
And yeah, they are all old, but also amazing with some of them that have done a lot of drugs and a lot of booze and a lot of stuff. So they may not still be alive. They may just be well preserved.
Tickled.
I
They
don't
can
know.
sing. They can still really sing
Oh,
and
yeah.
dance. It's incredible.
It is.
It's
I
like,
remember Kim and
wow.
I were at Ford Field to
Yes.
watch the Rolling Stones
Yeah.
some time ago, and I smelled what was it? A skunk? I thought. I smelled a skunk. She smelled it in the bathroom. I didn't go into the bathroom, but she smelled it in the bathroom, and I smelled it out around us. And I went, "What the heck is a skunk doing around Ford Field?" And it was explained to me that that's what marijuana now smells like when it's been made, in a laboratory rather than like in college when it was made in some guy's dorm room.
Yes.
Raised, made, manufactured, grown, I guess. Anyway, but we watched them and we thought of the combined age of them on stage. And I said, there's no place in the world where there are four guys, add up the ages to 200 and some, whatever it was, years that are jumping around in like this. You'd have to go to a nursing home somewhere and they're not jumping around like that.
No.
Pretty amazing. So anyway, Charlie Daniels, 83, and I'll never forget because I was a disc jockey. When that song came out, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, it changed everything for him. Everything. It's one of those situations where he had a lot of songs and a lot of fans, but that song really made him the big superstar. And from there, it was all wonderful.
And he was
got in the
again
Grand Ole Opry
and he was also a very brilliant musician. He could play a lot of instruments. He was largely self-taught, so he was brilliant.
Yeah.
He played with some great, I have to still say Bob Dylan. Even though I can't understand anything Bob Dylan says, he's brilliant.
He's brilliant.
And Charlie Daniels used to say that Bob Dylan used to let everybody do what it is they wanted to do and to do it their way. So it was kind of cool. So
Maria feels bad that we're talking about the Stones because there's no concert this year.
There's no concert of anything, is there?
Right.
Yeah, Maria.
I keep getting these announcements from these various venues that this event and that event has been moved to 2021. I mean, everything's been moved to 2021. Unfortunately, I fear the virus will also be moved to 2021. And we'll be saying, you suffering from COVID-20? No, I thought it was COVID-19. Oh, no, it's now COVID-20.
Oh, yes.
5:57 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
We're all feeling the weight of COVID-19, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are becoming desperate. Join Compassion International and provide for a family in poverty. Make your one-time $40 gift. Text HOPE to 83393.
Let's check it. Our WJR Traffic and Weather first. Mr. Rich Luzinski, the Rich Meister.
We're still free at the moment of accidents on the roadways, which is always a good thing. Look out for single lane closures on the Southfield Freeway at Michigan Avenue and in Hazel Park. Construction slows you down on East Myers Avenue between the northbound and southbound I-75 Service Drive. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Clear skies. It's 73 degrees right now. I'm Rich Luzinski, WJR News in 2 minutes.
There we go. You know what the problem is with the hot weather too? Is that you're kind of stuck in the house as if it was winter. You can't even really do anything outside,
Yeah, it is kind of like being stuck in the house in the winter.
Because you need the air. You got to have that air going constantly. And you are right about the air, Paul. It's not circulating as well as it could or should, I guess, is the issue, It's just very, very warm.
Wonder if that's why you're having so many issues with your allergies, Paul. Maybe the circulation in your air. Do you have those special filters that filter things?
I bought some of the best filters out there. I can't remember what they're called. One's right over there. And they were the most expensive things I've ever bought like that. And then Consumer Reports came out and gave them the lowest rating they've ever given to an air cleaner air filter. I couldn't believe it. And I bought 3 of them, one for the bedroom, one for the office, one for upstairs.
Do you feel like they work though?
I have no idea. They're running. I've changed the filters. They have a little blue light to kill stuff, and they got the metal filters in them. And what are they called?
Maybe they kill the virus, Doug.
Wait a minute.
Oh, you got the ultraviolet or what?
Could it kill the virus?
Yeah, the ultraviolet thing. Let me go look at it just a second.
Yeah, I want to see that. I wonder. Hey, Rich, we might be onto something here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Because some businesses are talking about this ultraviolet light, having it like in their businesses.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Absolutely.
All right, it is an air purifier.
Okay.
And filter, and it's called either Molecule or Molecule. It's a tall cylinder. You've seen them advertised in magazines and whatever. Molequule or something, Molecule or something, Molecule. And I read about them. I did all that research, and of course, all the research information was coming to me from the company, I guess. But whoops.
But you know what, Doug?
My microphone. What happened? There we go. I was stunned when I then saw the Consumer Reports thing saying our lowest rated ever. Now, it was expensive, and they don't like things that are expensive, but I thought that it was going to be like the best with the latest technology, and I still think it's got great technology. But
Rich and I would like to know if you think it could kill the virus.
Light. Yes, that's part of the thing. And I had it before this virus. I had it before this thing came out, but this latest, the coronavirus. But we're surrounded by coronaviruses and viruses all the time.
Right.
I'm very big on trying to clean the air in my house, and I always ask, whether it's Family Heating or any number of other Oak Electric, who's another fine advertiser with us, I ask them for the latest in their cleaning technology. And I'm thinking that we need to go through the steps of having our vents cleaned, since we did a complete remodel of this house.
I did that.
Did you? And you were happy with it?
It made me feel good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was smart or not, but
somebody said, well,
it gave me a good feeling.
Somebody said it doesn't do anything. Well, I believe if you remove a bunch of schmutz out of your vents, you're removing a bunch of schmutz out of your air. That's how I look at it. So anyway, getting that done. And then one of them, I think it's Oak Electric, I've seen in their literature, also has the kind of technology that now goes into your furnace or into your vents or whatever, that also does the ultraviolet lights and killing the germs. I'm all for that in the house.
Oh, absolutely.
If you're going to invest any money in anything, invest in your good health and longevity by making sure that when you can control your environment and the cleanliness of your air and water, do that.
Well, this goes to that new research that's out that indicates that this virus is really very airborne, and the aerosol droplets can be in the air for a period of time. So that just makes total sense what you're talking about.
Seems to.
Yeah.
By the way, Regis indeed is late 80s. He's 88.
Okay.
Regis Philbin, 88.
And is he okay? Because I haven't heard anything.
Well, I haven't heard a thing. I'm going to call him after the show and see. I don't know. I'm hoping Joy doesn't answer and say, well, he doesn't really come on the phone very much right now. And I'm just worried they're going to say that, because we haven't seen him or heard from him.
No, nothing at all.
No.
Could just be nicely retired and enjoying himself, though. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't think he would go quietly into the night.
No, I don't either.
I heard that he would go to mass every day. Did you know that, Ann? Like he would go.
No.
What do you
Yeah.
ask? You ask Ann that because I'm a heathen? What do you? And he would go to mass every day. Paul, just talk amongst yourselves. And he would go to mass every day. Hey, I was an altar boy, okay? I was almost a priest, like every altar boy. I was almost a priest. Anyway, yeah, I know. A lot of it's interesting. Hoot McInerney used to go to church every day. He used to call us on his way to church every morning.
Yes,
It
he
was-
did. In fact,
God
we have
bless
some
them.
listeners that do that too now, Deb. They call on their way to mass.
God bless them.
Yeah. Yes.
They're a better man or woman than I. Let's see. What else do we have here? We have the
And
airdrops that you
somebody
talked about.
calls on their way to mass. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah. Sometimes we have
Paul?
listeners
Hoot
call on their way.
McInerney used to call every morning on his way to mass.
You chat with Paul. Yeah.
Yep.
Very nice.
I went to
Hopefully
mass
they're praying
every
for us.
day in my Catholic grade school, St. Mary's Catholic
Oh,
School.
absolutely.
Wore a did I wear a tie? I think I wore a blue shirt and a blue tie every day. So I went to 8 years of Catholic grade school, 4 years of Catholic all-boy high school, back when Monroe Catholic Central, before it became St. Mary's Catholic Central and mixed the St. Mary's Academy and the boys' school. So now it's co-ed. Yeah, I got a lot of mass time in.
Our Robert, who went to St. Mary's of Orchard Lake, they went twice a week to mass. Twice a week to mass in the morning.
Well, we went every day.
Oh, well, but I'm talking, these are modern times, Paul.
Oh, okay.
So, you know.
That's right. I forgot that I was in those prehistoric.
Well, I mean,
First,
weren't we all?
First Rich, while you're doing the news, First Rich says, Ann, I understand Regis went to mass every day. I'm going, what are you leaving me out of this for? I'm a heathen?
Oh, I see how that started.
You
Okay.
got a little offended.
Now you just put me in the prehistoric days of going to mass every day. Anyway, actually, to tell you the truth, I don't remember. You know, I can't get my computer to stop making that noise when I get an email or something.
Oh,
And if I turn it off,
The
Oh,
Paul
is that
W.
loud?
Smith Show.
if I turn
News
it
Talk
off, you
7
can't hear me.
JR.
Good Tuesday morning to you. It's the 7th of July, the 189th day of 2020. There are 177 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And this Tuesday is a hot gift as well. We are looking for 90 degrees for I don't know how many, 6 days, 7 days in a row, 72 degrees right now. The team is here. Marie just finished the news. Thank you, Ms. Osborne, for that.
You're
We
welcome,
appreciate
Mr.
it.
Smith.
We've got Rich Luzinski, or the Rich Meister, if you prefer. He's taking care of business, traffic, and weather. And for Dana this week, he always does a nice job. Brings a lot to the program, and we appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
We've got Brian Morton in the booth, having a fabulous time, pressing all the right buttons. My Kim is sitting over here and feeding me information like Regis Philbin is 88 and other information that we need along the way on this Tuesday, July 7th. And, of course, our executive producer, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Deb. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you. And we have the discussion going on how far those droplets can travel from persons infected with coronavirus. It goes back to what I said a long time ago and was lambasted for. If everyone wore a mask, we'd all be better off. I don't care if a mask doesn't catch everything. It catches a lot more than what you get when you don't wear a mask, period. And eventually, we'll have people understand that so that we won't have COVID-21 and COVID-22. Because I don't know about you, but I'd like to get out and start living again. I miss a lot of stuff. I miss going to Costco. What's that?
Here's a question for you. What will it take
Yes.
to get the anti-masking population to change their opinion about this? What would it take? Because there is a percentage of people that no matter what you say, they feel very, very strongly about this.
And feel violated that they're
First of
being
all,
asked to do it.
you have to take away the political. What is that sharp noise that keeps happening? Does anyone else hear that from time
I
to
do
time?
hear that. Yes, it's a little bit of like movement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there are people who honestly believe that this is an indicator of who they're voting for president, and that's foolish. That's stupid. There are people who believe the government shouldn't tell you what to do. They may not wear their
Ever.
seatbelts, so they're the ones that go flying out of the vehicles and die. There's any number of reasons, but there's no good reason to not wear a mask. Period. There's no good, unless you have a medical condition, and that's not what I'm talking about. But otherwise, there's no good reason to not wear a mask. I wrote it in my column the other day. It's not a symbol of who you're voting for or not voting for. It's like Dr. Freud said, sometimes a mask is just a mask. Okay, so he said cigar. He said sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. I'm using that same idea that sometimes a mask is just a mask.
When I go out, though, I see a lot of people without a mask.
Sure, that's why we have a lot. That's why we have a lot of coronavirus.
Yes,
not hard to figure.
And these are adults, older people. This isn't just young people without masks. You can cut right across the board. See all kinds of people without masks.
Yep. Well, look at all these parties that happen on the weekend and around holidays, and we see all these people having a ball, and then 27 of them come down with the virus, and they can't understand it. Do you know that there were people who had the teenagers or young adults? I don't know if they were teenagers who had coronavirus parties. Everyone would put money into the kitty, and they'd invite someone over with the virus, and whoever got the virus first would get the money.
That's disgusting.
Can you imagine anything more stupid than that?
I think that was in Georgia.
I'm sure they'll come up with something else, but that's why the devil went down to Georgia. Charlie Daniels.
So smart.
Yep. I don't know. It's like I say, is there any? Have you ever heard of anything so stupid? Stand by. We will. We'll hear.
You are right, though.
Things.
It's just going to extend the length of time that the virus is around. We're just going to be stuck with it longer. You know, and I agree with Paul. I'm kind of getting anxious to do more. You know, it's hard to not do that much.
I agree.
Hang out with friends and family. It's tough. And I think it's real tough on people's psyches. I really do.
Yeah, there's no question.
Well, we had gotten an invitation last weekend, and the invitation, it was a neighbor, and there was just 6 couples all together, so 6 people, and everything would be socially distant. It would be outside. It was not only BYOB, bring your own booze, it was bring your own bring your own food.
Oh.
So
really?
Everybody, so we didn't go to this particular thing because we had something else happening, but everybody brought their little dish and their plates and their serviceware and little bags, and they went to the neighbor's house. Yeah, I mean, that's how desperate
you know,
it
I got to tell you something. I have a challenge coming up, July 22nd, I think it is. I have through the radio station, a command performance dinner with a client. So I've been not doing things like that, but what am I supposed to do now?
Maybe they'll change that. I have a feeling
they just set it up.
I know.
You saw what I'm talking about?
I did.
They just set it up, and I'm going, really? So my first big dinner out's going to be with a bunch of business guys who I like, but I'm not sure it's the right thing to do right now.
Yes, right. Yeah, and a lot of people think the way you're thinking.
And by the way, the good news is if something happens to me and I should die, God forbid, Kim should have a hell of a lawsuit. I'm always thinking. And she'll hire your husband, and the barrister Battersby. She'll hire him, and she'll be in Easy Street, unless, the only way she's going to be on Easy Street if somebody else leaves her in their will.
Paul.
Paul. Well, I think that leaves a very interesting question, though, on the table, and that is you're being asked to do something that you're not comfortable with, and this involves, our employment. I was faced with something similar as well, and you're left with in a very precarious spot. What do you do? Do you say no? Do you say yes? What? These are tough questions, and this isn't just us asking them.
No, and everybody knows I am, if nothing else, a team player.
Big time.
And I always have been a team player.
Yes.
And you're faced with something like this, and then all of a sudden, if you're the only guy who doesn't show up, all the years I've been a team player, I'm not a team player now. So whatever.
I know.
Here's what I remember. 5,975 of our friends, neighbors, family members, and colleagues have died so far from a mostly preventable coronavirus, had it been handled properly from the beginning, and if China did not do what they did to us. Sorry, it's the truth. You can't say that about China. Look, if the New York Times can call it Trump's virus, I can certainly call it the Chinese virus, because that's where it came from. And that's how we've called viruses and flus and everything else, based on where they came from. It is 6:14 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Looking for an easier way to find your next job? It's time to get to know Express Employment Professionals. Visit ExpressPros.com to find one of over 830 locations to help support your workforce needs.
Jose Feliciano coming up, our conversation from the other day. I think you'll enjoy it very much in the Detroit connection. Let's find out with the Richmeister how we're doing right now, our WJR traffic and weather first.
Look out for single lane closures on the Southfield Freeway at Michigan Avenue. We still have a paving project going on 21 Mile Road between Shaner and Garfield. And your roadway is reduced to 1 lane on 12 Mile between Telegraph and Losser. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by North Bloomfield Properties. If you're looking for a place to call home, let North Bloomfield Properties find the best place for you and your family. They also provide pre-screened quality tenants to their property owners. They love to match good people to good homes. Contact them today, northbloomfield.com. Here's your forecast.
Mix of clouds and sunshine, hot and humid again today. About a 30% chance for late afternoon or early evening showers and storms. Highs this afternoon in the low to mid 90s. Low 70s tonight. More heat and humidity through midweek. Sunshine Wednesday and Thursday. Nothing more than a stray late day shower storm expected. Low to mid 90s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ken Boone on Newstalk 760 WJR.
All right, Kenny, thank you very much.